President Joe Biden is about to set off on a damage control tour. He will sit with George Stephanopoulos for his first interview since his disastrous debate performance. This does come as a new Washington Post op-ed points out Biden's policy wins aren't helping his approval rating. The piece reads, quote, President Biden's policy agenda is incredibly popular, much more popular than his opponents, but Biden the man, not so much. The question now is whom to blame for the approval gap between the president and his agenda, voters, the media, or Biden himself?
Yeah, Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, and he joins us now. Joe, when I look at this, I think, how did they ask this question? What policies did they decide to put out there? Do you believe it's true at all that Joe Biden's policies are popular? He just isn't.
Oh, JJ, Ashley, great to see you again. Once again, this is your friendly reminder that the Washington Post has never in its history, not even once, ever endorsed a Republican presidential candidate. These are the same people who said, hey, we love Walter Mondale, Al Gore, that's your guy, John Kerry, he's the bomb. Let's unpack this for a moment to answer your question. The Post says that Joe Biden's policies are popular. Forget about what planet do they live on. What galaxy are these people living in? Is the Biden economic policy approach to inflation? Remember the Inflation Reduction Act that didn't reduce inflation? Is that popular? How about the Biden Democrat approach to fighting crime, where police, they do their job, they arrest people for breaking the law, only to see these same people back out in the street in the time it takes to, deliver a pizza, because all these attorney generals like Alvin Bragg in Manhattan have their priorities completely out of whack. Is that approach popular? How about illegal immigration policy of Biden, where more than 10 million people have come into this country illegally, hundreds of which are on the FBI terror watch list? How popular is that? What about the fact that they support biological men competing against biological women in sports? How's that going over? I mean, we could go on here, but we got finite time, as you know. Our media has become an absolute joke. And there's a reason why Donald Trump is winning in every key swing state, and even in states like New Mexico, New Hampshire, Virginia, Minnesota, New Jersey, Maine, because no one is listening to these folks anymore. And it's about common sense versus chaos. And the Washington Post apparently embraces chaos, guys.
Well, it makes you wonder, I mean, are they looking at the same America and the same policies that we are, or am I missing something? But you were talking about Trump leading in a brand new CNN poll. Trump is dominating on key issues. The economy, Americans trust Trump over Biden by 19 points. He is up pretty big on immigration. And when it comes to foreign policy, Trump is up by 10. And he also has the edge over Biden, who's best fit to serve in the White House. So, my question to you, and I was talking to the producers about this just a minute ago, was this poll, some of these polls are showing that he's neck and neck with Trump. I think 42% and 48% with Trump leading. That's, 43 and 49. That's not that big of a gap for what we saw on that debate stage, Joe. And this poll was started after that debate. What does that show you?
A 6-point lead for Trump, I would think, is even bigger, Ashley, because remember, in 2016, he didn't lead in one poll, right? I mean, you couldn't find one. Hillary Clinton, 75% chance of winning on the day of the election, even up to 99% as far as the forecasts were concerned. So the fact that Trump is up 6 nationally, again, national polls are a pretty good indicator in terms of what the country is thinking, but you got to think that also based in the fact that California, New York, Illinois, like voters from deep blue states are factored in there. It's the swing states that decide elections. They have in the past couple of ones. And Donald Trump is leading quite comfortably in North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. If he wins even 4 of those 7 states, he's your president. He's leading in all 7, plus all of the states that I just mentioned. So the 43% supporting Biden, that's more of an anti-Trump vote than it is, yay, Biden, we support this man. And no matter what Democrat you put in there, according to that same CNN poll, Donald Trump wins. So unless things change on the ground as far as all those policies that we talked about, Donald Trump is your next president.
Yeah, Joe, the president he's going to sit down for an interview with ABC on Friday. It's airing after the holiday. I want to get your take on how the White House is spending the big news of the week, his debate performance.
We understand the concerns. We get it. The president did not have a great night. It was a bad night. It is not uncommon for incumbents to have a bad night on their first debate. It was a bad night. We understand that it was a bad night. In this instance, it was a bad night. We all have bad nights, right? Or bad moments. It is not unusual.
Joe, I think it was a bad night.
Yeah, she is so utterly bad at her job. And besides bad night, Johnny, also she said at least on 7 occasions mentioned a cold that the president was suffering from. I mean, this is one hell of a cold. The fact that it also affects you cognitively and your ability to speak and articulate basic thoughts. I mean, this was one cold that I would never want to get. Here's the bottom line. For Biden to do this interview 10 days after the debate, in other words, that's when it's going to air, that shows you how slow and incompetent this president and, quite frankly, the people controlling him are. And by the way, ABC News, they obliged the White House and its demand that this interview be pre-taped on a Friday. So it can be edited, it can be homogenized before being presented on a Sunday. You'll see Jimmy Hoffa and where he was buried before you see Joe Biden do any interview live on television again because of what happened at the debate stage on Thursday. That is absolutely guaranteed, guys.
Oh, goodness. Okay, Joe Concha, thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.